Good morning. It's Monday, so it's time for a little book talk. I have two books to talk to you about today. One is On the Come Up. I read this one. I didn't read it in physical book form. I had it on my phone from the public library. It's by Angie Thomas, who wrote The Hate You Give, which was super popular, super well known. They made a movie of it. On the Come Up is her second book, and it is amazing and wonderful. And if you read The Hate You Give and liked it, then you will probably also like this. If you didn't read The Hate You Give, you should read it. You can read this book first. They're not related. They're just by the same author. But On the Come Up is about a girl who she goes to a school for the arts. She's bused from her neighborhood into a different neighborhood to go to school. And one aspect of the story is the trouble she's having at school. There are some security guards who unfairly target the black and brown students at their school for searches and things like that. And she has been selling candy at school to try to help out her mom, who's having a hard time. And she is unfairly targeted just because she happens to be, African American. But she doesn't want them to find the candy in her bag. She doesn't really resist or anything. She's just kind of like, hey, wait a minute. They throw her on the ground, okay? Other students videotape this, put it on the internet. So there's all this stuff swirling around about why this happened and not exactly what actually happened. People are assuming things that didn't occur, like they think she was a drug dealer. She's not a drug dealer. She was selling candy. Okay, that's one part of the story. Another part of the story is that she is an aspiring rapper. And there is this place called The Ring where aspiring rappers can go and battle it out. Okay, and she goes to The Ring towards the beginning of the story and, kills it. I'm not going to tell you everything about the story, but she's really good. Everybody likes her stuff, so she's moving in the right direction there. But some of the things that she's encouraged to do through that are making people make assumptions about her that she doesn't really want them to make. They're trying to fit her into this role that she's not quite sure she really wants to be in. So anyway, great story. I highly recommend it. Check it out. This one's not cataloged yet, but it will be, and we have another copy of it too, I think. Also, The Hate You Give, great story. Both of them recommended. This one, the Sawkill girls, was not quite as enthusiastic about this one as I was the other one. I listened to this one on audio, but we have it here in print. It was just okay. I gave it 3 stars. You can decide whether you like it or not. It's about 3 different girls, okay? There are 3 different girls. One is the daughter of the police chief on Sawkill Island, okay? That's important. Another one is a girl who has moved to Sawkill Island with her mother and her sister after her father's death, okay? So she's still reeling from her father's death, and shortly after they arrive on the island, her sister disappears. Presumed dead, okay? Third girl, her name is Val, and you find out fairly close to the beginning of the story, so I'm not giving away too much of it. Val and her mother and her grandmother and generations of her family have been basically enslaved in the service of a monster who hunts and eats young girls, okay? So these 3 characters all come together. I'm not going to tell you anything else in case that sounds interesting to you. Then you can read it. The thing that I didn't like about it, it was a little bit slow to build. It might have had something to do with the narrator. The narrator wasn't bad, but sometimes she was a little overwrought for me. A little bit too into it, even though that sounds like it wouldn't be a problem. Sometimes for me it was. But anyway, so you can check it out if you want. Monsters is sometimes cool. Anyway. But that's all I'll tell you. And that's it for this week. I'll see you next time with some more books.